Hi, and thank you for tuning in today. I am Miss Chrissy, and we are here at South Range with Mrs. Stewart and Mrs. Massey's class on Armstrong channels 20 and 100. Today's story is all about the true story of the wolf. And the name of our book is The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. You may find it at your library or at your local bookstore. We're also going to be exploring out today on our STEM. Most of you parents have probably heard about that. It's all exploring the fine detail of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And today, all you're gonna need is basic items in your house. We are using small marshmallows and pasta noodles. Stay tuned for the craft. It's going to be fun. I'm Miss Chrissy. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
I love that. It is a Friday. I bet everybody's very excited to have it on, right?
Yeah.
I am too. Are we ready to begin?
Yeah.
How about that? Let's try it again. Are we ready to begin?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I heard this. This is our story today. It is called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by a Wolf. As told to John Skiska, I'm going to give you a little story about the three little pigs. Ready? Everybody put three fingers. So they were three little pigs. They were pink, because piggies are pink, right? And they loved to roll around in the mud. And they were three brothers. And they loved to build. One built their house out of straw. One of them did. And the wolf came along and he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. Yes, he did. You may answer. The second little piggy, does somebody know what he built his house from? Yes, sir. Straw.
I already know.
Oh, wait.
Wood.
He did. He built it out of sticks. So the second little piggy, he built his house out of sticks. And the wolf came along and he huffed and he puffed, and what happened? He blew it over. So the third little piggy, he put his thinking cap on. Then he built his house out of bricks. And that wolf, he came along and he huffed and he puffed. He couldn't blow it away, could he? Because bricks are really heavy. They're like rocks, aren't they? Yes. So he huffed and he puffed and he tried to blow that brick house down, and he huffed and he puffed and he tried to blow the brick house down, but it would not go down. And you know what the wolf said? Little pig, let me in. And what did the piggy say? Buddy. He did. Somebody's saying it, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And the wolf tried to do it again, and he puffed. And he tried to blow it over, but it didn't happen. So it looks like the wolf, he kind of seems like he's the big guy, huh? He's kind of not being so nice to those house because he's huffing and he's puffing and he's blowing them down. He does like the piggies. He likes the piggies. So now this is going to be the story about the wolf and his journey about those houses of the three little pigs were built out of hay and sticks and bricks. So now let's begin this reading adventure. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by a Wolf. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs. At least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I am the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diets. Hey, it's not my fault that wolves like to eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's the way that we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big bad too. Do you like hamburgers?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like I was saying, the whole big bad thing is all wrong. The real story is about the sneeze a cup of sugar. Everybody likes sugar too, right? This is the real stuff. Way back in once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. So I went down the street and I asked my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe that? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw?
No one.
So there he goes, all the way down. Look at this long road. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? But no one answered. I was just to go home with a cup of sugar. That's when my nose started to twitch. Can you twitch your nose? I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. Ha, 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 choo! And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell right down. Right in the middle of the straw was the little pig, Des doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave such a perfectly good dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate him up. Yum, yum, yum. Think of it as just a big old cheeseburger lying there. Would you eat it up too? You're super hungry, huh? I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of stick. And I rang the bell on the stick house, but nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, oh, woof, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great big sneeze. Ha, 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 choo! And you are not going to believe it. This guy fell right down, just like his brothers. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Wolf's honor, look at that. Can you see what this illustrator did? What does that look like?
A pig.
The piggy in the middle. Does that look like, yes, look. There's forks, a knife, a spoon, and the plate. It kind of looks like you would eat at your table for dinner, doesn't it? Can you see that hidden picture? It is the wolf's food, yes. Now I knew food would spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did only thing that there was to do. Had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little bit better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He built his house out of brick. I knocked on that brick house. And, sir, I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker said? Get out of here. Do not bother me again. talk about impolite, he probably had the whole sack of sugar. And he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear, sweet old granny's cake. What a pig. I just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of the cake. And I felt the cold coming on. I huffed, I sniffed, and I sneezed once again. Third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Ha, 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 shoo. Now, I'm usually perfectly calm, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I got a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door. And the whole time, I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. Look at him. He's making a real scene, isn't he?
What is he doing?
He's huffing and he's puffing. He's got a cold. He's sneezing a great big sneeze. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs that I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound exciting, so they jazzed it up. The story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it, the real story. I was framed. What's it look like here? In here. See his color clothing? He went to jail, that big bad wolf. Well, he huffed and he puffed, right? And he ate two pigs. He did. And it could be, but he was telling you his side of the story. And looky here. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. The end. What do you think? Do you think Mr. A. Wolf would... I hear little claps coming in. I hear little claps coming in. Thank you. So if you had the chance to build a house, think about it for a minute. Or maybe the house you live in. What shape would it be? And maybe what would it be built out of? You would choose bricks? How about you? You would choose bricks? You too, bricks. How about you? You would choose bricks too. You would have a different kind of natural house then, right? Because rocks and stones are bumpy, and bricks are actually smooth because they are ground up rocks. A certain substance like glue that sticks them together, you can stack them on top of one another. So if Mr. Alexander T. Wolf came knocking on your door, and he wanted a cup of sugar for his old granny, and he was huffing and puffing and sneezing a great big sneeze, maybe you would offer him a cup of sugar.
I would only if you won't eat it.
He could huff, yes. And, yeah, it's kind of silly, huh? So as Mr. Wolf was eating the piggies, he is called a carnivore, like dinosaurs, isn't he?
Yeah, that's because he eats meat.
He does eat meat. That's right. And an omnivore is what most of the students in this class are. That means you eat some meat and some fruits and vegetables. So you're an omnivore. Can everybody say that? Omnivore. And Mr. Wolf, he eats all meat, so he is a carnivore. Can everybody say carnivore? Carnivore. Awesome. Now there's one more type of diets that they eat. And it is someone that is called a herbivore. Can you say herbivore?
They eat meat
And the herbivores eat just plants. Just plants.
What about do somewhat in a dinosaur land do somewhat eat meat and plants?
Some of them do. Yes, some of them do. So we just had this really yummy book for stories and for lunch. And right now what we're going to do is Miss Chrissy's going to ask you, in just a moment, we're going to remove ourselves and we're going to build something at our tables. And actually, it is something that you can eat. Yes. Try to build a square first. Miss Chrissy's going to give you some instructions first. Okay? So we have a white plate on the table. And on that white plate, there are little squishy white kind of circular things called marshmallows. Yeah. Can you eat marshmallows?
Yeah.
You can. But before we eat those marshmallows, we're going to build. Next to them, there's kind of a long, skinny, there's a marker on the plate. Very good observation. There are noodles. They're long, skinny spaghetti noodles. But they're not cooked, so they're still hard. When you pick them up, you've got to pick them up very carefully. Okay? They will break because they're not cooked. So this will be something for you to actually remember when Mom and Dad are cooking. You guys will be able to see that when they cook spaghetti noodle, ask next time. When you chew your pasta, you're going to notice that you can actually chew it and it's not crunchy, right? It's kind of soft. It's just easy to chew. But a carrot's really crunchy. Well, noodles that are not cooked are just as crunchy. So we're going to take a few of those, and Miss Chrissy's going to show you how to break them. And with the marshmallows and our pasta, we are going to build a square. Yep. And then we're going to build it on top of that, and we are going to make a dimensional shape. You guys have made some dimensional shapes, right? I think so. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to stand up and we're going to go over there. If you look on the table, don't touch, keep your eyes on me. Look on the table, you will see these, right? They kind of look like the sticks, don't they? A little bit. They're the same color, or maybe the hay. So in that story, in this story that we read, remember those houses weren't very sturdy. We are going to actually try to see if these things can actually be strong enough to build not only a square, but we're going to make a cube, which is a dimensional shaped square. And I'm going to help you. So the first thing I need you to do is we're going to carefully take 3 of these sticks out and put them in front of you. Take 3 sticks, put them in right in front of you. What you're gonna do, you're gonna just hold them and wiggle them. Do they seem like they're pretty sturdy? They don't feel like they're pretty sturdy? Well, you're moving them. Are they breaking? Not sure. This young man's really doing a good job. He's wiggling them. They kind of look like a 1. Ready? We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. Put 2 down and lay it this way. This way is horizontally. And find the middle. Can you put your fingers right in the middle? Now, see if you can pinch that and break it. Can you break it with just one hand? Okay, try now 2. Try 2. Break it right in the middle. So we had 1 stick, and it came into 4 pieces. Look at that. So now what we're going to do is you're going to watch me, and you're going to use your team to help each other out. You want to try very hard to take 1 noodle, cut it in half. You are going to take those 1 noodle, and you are going to take 2 marshmallows. And you're going to put 1 marshmallow on the top ever so carefully because you don't want to break your stick. And 1 marshmallow on the end. Look at that. So that's what you would like to do. And look at Gino's. Go ahead, buddy. You can hold him and show him high. What does he have? He has 2 twin sticks. They are both the same size, and they have 2 marshmallows on both ends. So, nastrovia, God bless you. And they are the same. So, what you can actually do is try to get them the same. has done. Did he complete the shape of a square?
Yeah.
He did. So let's count. Let's count our sides. Ready, Landon? You count them. Miss Chrissy will hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to try to make that square. Good job, buddy. Into a box. So Dane and Sam have theirs up. Now, remember in the story, our Mr. Wolf, right? A.T. Wolf, Alexander T. Wolf, he huffed and he puffed and he sneezed a great big sneeze, right? So we are gonna try that. We're gonna huff and we're gonna puff and we're gonna try to blow our cube over. Can you give it a try? Try, huff and puff. Is it blowing? How about yours? So you guys right now are actually building shapes. And do you know what that's called? If you want to build shapes and buildings, it's actually called an architect. Most of you have your square turned into a dimensional shape called a cube, right? What we can actually do now is, once it's stable, stable means staying still. So once you've tried to huff and you've puffed and yours has not blown down, then you are ready to try and stack on top of it. Do you think that you could put another shape on top of it? I think so. Let's try. With his manipulatives. He has, go ahead and show them. We have our cube, right? So it's a square on top of a square. Hi, and thank you once again for tuning in to Armstrong Channel 20 and 100. I am Miss Chrissy here at South Range, and we are so glad you tuned in. We look forward to seeing you again the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.